Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about a skincare brand that I've really been obsessed with. I think I discovered this brand about 6 months ago and I've explored so many products in their line that I've fallen in love with that I wanted to sit down and film a video for you guys to talk about them. And that brand, for those of you who have never heard of them, is Drmtlgy. So before I continue any further with this video, I just want to say that this video is not sponsored by Drmtlgy at all. I know that sometimes when you see these kind of videos reviewing a product line, people assume that they're sponsored. They assume that these products, the opinions are just bought. I am genuinely going to be talking about the specific products in their line that I have tried that I really like. Do I have an affiliate code with them? Yes, I do. So basically, when I fell in love with their line, I reached out to them because I saw that a whole bunch of other influencers had discount codes and I wanted to be able to offer my own followers a discount code as well. What I think really makes them great, I think there's a lot of great skincare lines out there, but Drmtlgy is this perfect cross of kind of delivering medical professional grade skincare that produces real visible results, but also at an affordable price range. So it's very accessible to everyone. And today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about some of my favorites. As you can see, I have a ton of products in this box over here. I really wanted to sit down, put together some of my favorites, show you guys how I use it in my routine. So let's just jump straight into it. So the product that made me originally order from them, I remember when I was looking to buy a new vitamin C serum. Previously, I was using the SkinCeuticals C Ferulic, and I kind of got fed up of spending $200 a bottle for a product that kind of oxidizes and becomes less and less effective from the moment that you open it. It's a great product, don't get me wrong, but I had seen actually a number of estheticians and dermatologists posting about this product in particular. This is their CE Ferulic Vitamin C. They've since changed their packaging. So if you are looking and shopping on their site, I love it so much, I already have a backup here, but it's now called the CE plus F. But I've seen estheticians and dermatologists posting that this is pretty much a near identical dupe for the SkinCeuticals. And I have to say, after using both brands, I don't notice a difference in terms of performance in my skin. I notice more radiant skin. I notice brightening of my skin tone. So basically what this is a 15% L-ascorbic acid vitamin C. For those of you who don't know, there are different forms of vitamin C's, but L-ascorbic acid has the most research dedicated to it and is known to be the most effective, but it's also known to be the most unstable. So basically when you open up a bottle of vitamin C, it's going to be exposed to light, it's going to be exposed to air, temperature changes and so forth, and it's slowly going to start to oxidize progressively. So basically when you open a bottle, it's not really something that you want to prolong long term, like keeping a bottle of vitamin C, for example, 1 year and trying to stretch it isn't necessarily the most effective of things that you could be doing, because while you might get some immediate glow from applying the product, you're not necessarily going to be getting the powerful antioxidant as well as anti-aging benefits that it could be giving you. So I actually want to kind of demonstrate that for you guys as well, because I actually have 3 bottles of vitamin C here. This one is brand new and sealed, but I can kind of show you guys what happens when you open up a bottle of vitamin C. So generally speaking, the product would be clear. This product here I've had open, I think for like a couple of months now. I'm like 2/3 of the way done. And I want to show you guys the color. So I don't know if this is coming out too well on camera, but it is a little yellow, very, very slightly. But the longer that you have something open, so I kept the remnants of my old one, it starts to reach this kind of like orange, deep orange color. And once it starts to reach that very, very deep orange color, chances are your vitamin C is not nearly as effective as it once was, and you'd probably want to work on opening up a new bottle. All that being said, I'm really happy to have found an affordable and effective vitamin C formula. So for those of you who have ever used the SkinCeuticals formula, it kind of smells like Lester's hot dogs. And by kinda, I mean it really does. And this definitely does have a bit of a hot doggy scent to it, but it's not as strong. It's not overpowering. It doesn't linger. And if you're bothered by the scent, I definitely think that you'll much prefer this particular formula. I use this in the morning. Generally speaking, you would want to use vitamin C in the morning. It really helps complement and increase the effectiveness of your SPF. So after cleansing, after toning, if you use essence, you can apply your essence first. You would go in and apply this to the skin. So I want to show you guys how it applies. I like to just do like 3 drops, 3 or 4, and kind of work on blending it out and kind of pressing it into the skin. I also like to take another couple of drops and just kind of press it into my neck. Your neck is an extension of your face, so always make sure to remember to apply your skincare serums down the neck. You guys can see this gives a really, really pretty glow. It does add some hydration to the skin. It's not sticky either. It's not greasy feeling. It's really a beautifully textured product. So the next product that I had decided to order from them after I fell in love with the vitamin C, I placed another order, and the product that I decided to pick up was one of their best sellers, which is the Needleless Serum. They make claims about this serum replacing the need for needles, hence the name Needleless. I just want to be clear, I don't think that anything will ever replace the need for Botox or the need for filler. I think there's a fine line between the difference of a topical as well as an injectable. However, I genuinely do believe that this product does improve the appearance of my skin. I do a lot of skin treatments, I do Botox, so I really don't have all that many fine lines and wrinkles around my face, but I did have like a line across my neck that started to bother me, and I've been applying this morning and night for months now, and it's like voodoo magic of some kind because the whole line in my neck started to soften. This basically contains hydrating ingredients. It contains hyaluronic acid. It also contains ceramides. So immediately upon applying it to the skin, you're going to notice that it does help plump up the skin. It helps it look a lot more radiant, a lot more refreshed. It also contains niacinamide, copper peptides, amongst a whole other anti-aging ingredients. And it genuinely does help with fine lines. If you have deeper set ones in your face, I think there's only so much improvement you can kind of expect. But with consistent use, you should expect improvement in your skin. It's the kind of product that you can apply actually twice a day, morning and night. And I would do the same thing, kind of apply a few drops on the face. I do find that when using the Needleless Serum, I do get a nice pretty glow. I also find that the skin is kind of instantly plump, feels quite firm. Sometimes to increase the effectiveness of using this, I'll also use a mist on the skin before applying it. Because of the hyaluronic acid that's in the formula, it'll actually absorb up the moisture that is in the skin to make it even more effective. So that's a little something that you can do before applying it, and it also helps it spread even more easily. So assuming that we've done our vitamin C in the morning, we've put our Needleless Serum on, you could do eye cream and moisturizer if you're using one, and then you can go in with SPF. So I have been obsessed with Drmtlgy SPFs ever since I've tried them. There are 2 in particular, 2 of their formulas that I wish to speak about, and I'm going to also talk to you guys about the differences between them. So the first is their Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46, okay? This is what is called a hybrid SPF, so it contains chemical filters as well as physical filters, and then recently they've actually come out with their physical version of that same formula, if this focuses here. So this is their physical tinted moisturizer SPF 41. So let's start with the original version of this formula, which was the hybrid, which is the tinted moisturizer SPF 46. You'll see these gray bottles that I have, but in case you're on their website, they've actually rebranded to this beautiful white and gold packaging. The fact that I actually own 3 of these right now and have backup should just kind of express to you guys and reinforce how obsessed I am with this product. But basically what this is a sheer SPF with a tint. This one over here contains zinc oxide, which is your physical filter, and I'm probably butchering the name of this, but oxynoxate, which is your chemical filter in this formula. It also contains added niacinamide. It contains vitamin B3 as well, so it does contain anti-aging ingredients. And in case you're wondering, this is basically a near identical dupe for the Elta MD Clear SPF 46, which I also own and can confirm that this is almost near identical in terms of wear, in terms of performance, but at a fraction of the cost. So if we move on to their brand new physical tinted moisturizer SPF 41, this was actually just recently released, and it's basically 100% mineral version of the beloved original formula. So this one does contain zinc oxide, but it also contains titanium dioxide to make it 100% physical SPF. Now, I really like both, but I want to kind of show you guys by applying half and half to my face the difference in kind of how each one blends out and how each one finishes. But let's talk a little bit about the formula between the two of them. So this one here is definitely a little bit more fluid. It blends out very easily. It is truly ultra sheer and can work on even the darkest of skin tones. This one over here is still sheer. However, it takes a little bit more work to blend it out, but that is also very common of physical mineral-based formula. So chemical filters do kind of allow manufacturers to make a little bit more of like elegant formulas, so to speak, but Drmtlgy has done a beautiful job with this one. What I actually really like about this one here is that it does kind of give a bit of like more of a priming effect to the skin. So I find it helps blur the pores and imperfections a little bit more, and you get a little bit more, not coverage, but a bit more of a blurring effect than you do on this one. So the reason the physical formula does give a bit more of a blurring effect to the skin is because there are some silicones in this formula. If I had to compare it to another product that you guys might know, it would be the SPF, the EltaMD Physical SPF 41 tinted formula. I still find that they're not necessarily identical dupes. This one here is more moisturizing than the Elta, but the Elta isn't as glowy. Personally, I love a glowy sunscreen, so I'm truly obsessed with this one. But if I had to help you guys kind of pick which one to opt for between the two of these, first of all, if you have a preference of physical versus chemical, I think the choice is clear. The other thing that might determine your choice of sunscreen would be skin type. So if you're extremely dry, like I am, you can really swing either way. But if you want more of a glowy finish, definitely go with this one. If you're of an oily skin type, I think this one might be a little too glowy for you, and you would definitely benefit from the added silicones in this particular formula here. If you are extremely dark in skin tone, they are universal tints and they both will blend out entirely sheer on any skin tone. However, if you are extremely dark or black skin, I would still recommend that you stick with the hybrid formula because it will just be a lot easier to blend it into your skin. So I hope that that kind of helps decipher the two SPFs side by side. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and apply them. One thing I do wanna say as well is if you are looking for a formula that is water resistant, this one here is water resistant. This one here is reef friendly. Okay, so on this side of my face, I'm going to apply the hybrid formula. Okay, I'm not going to apply the amount of sunscreen you should typically apply in the morning just because it's like 6 p.m. at night and I don't really want to waste the product right now. But I'll apply a little bit just to show you guys kind of how this applies. It really blends out super sheer instantaneously. Doesn't really have a scent or anything either. Apply a little bit to my forehead to kind of show you. So you guys can see how beautiful and how glowy this formula is. The tint is truly universal. On the other half of my face, I want to apply the physical version of the formula. So you guys can definitely see that this one starts off looking a little whiter, if that makes sense, but that white cast goes away as you blend it out. It just takes a little bit more work. But this is very common of physical SPF formulas. And I do find that once it does blend out, you get more of a blurring effect on the skin. It definitely still has a glow to it, but it's not as strong as the glow on this side. Also, some other products that I have by Drmtlgy that I really love that I don't necessarily use every day, but I do incorporate them into my routine. The first is their MICRODERMABRASION scrub, if this ever focuses here. So this here I would use about 2 to 3 times a week. Prior, I was using one by Zeo Skin Health. They have a scrub that's really nice. This is a near identical dupe for that at a fraction of the cost. It's basically, it doesn't contain large beads. It's a very sand-like granule sort of texture. It kind of has that menthol sort of effect on the skin. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about. It kind of makes your skin feel like it's breathing in a sense. But anyways, it leaves the skin super, super smooth. I'm extremely happy with it. I don't find that it's too abrasive or anything like that. And I think this is definitely a great thing to pick up from them with your order. I'm really in love with it. So another product that I really love by them that I use, I want to say 2 to 3 days a week, is their Advanced Retexturizer. Okay, so this is basically a cream that contains AHAs, which are chemical exfoliants. So the scrub would be a physical exfoliant, but you should still be chemically exfoliating your skin as well. I would never use the two on the same night, but I think it's important to incorporate both of them into your routine. So this is a 15% formula that is really going to help smooth out the skin. I find when I use this, my skin is less dull, it glows more, it's smoother. It feels like a baby's bottom, if that makes any sense. Previously, I was using, if I needed to compare this, because I like to have comparables for some products that you guys might be familiar with. Skin Medica makes an AHA BHA lotion, and this is basically a more affordable dupe for the same thing. There's no BHAs in the formula, but you do get that smoothing effect. And what I really like about this is sometimes when you use products with these chemical exfoliants, they can actually be a little drying, but the fact that this is integrated into a cream and there's vitamin E in the formula, it's actually very moisturizing. Personally, I'm a little extra, so I still opt to put like a moisturizer or something like that on top of it when I use it, but I really don't think it's necessary. So if you're of a dry skin type in particular, this product is really, really great for you over using like a 15% sort of toner or something. I'm really, really impressed with this product. It does tingle a little bit upon application. It is quite strong, so definitely easier way and kind of acclimate into increasing the number of days per week that you're going to be using it, but definitely not a product that I would recommend using every single day. So another product that I've really, really been loving by them is their Peptide Night Cream. So you can use this twice a day, don't get me wrong. You could use it as your morning moisturizer. I just personally prefer to use something that is a lot more glowy in the morning because I love to glisten. But at night, I really want something that's a little richer. This is basically a night cream that contains a blend of peptides in there to help hydrate the skin, to help with anti-aging, to help plump it up. What I really like about this one is that it's very rich, but also very light. It's kind of a whip texture for those of you who have ever used Drunk Elephant Protini. It's very similar in texture, and it just leaves the most beautiful silky finish on the skin. It blends out extremely easily, and the skin just feels silky, silky smooth upon application. Last but not least, I also want to talk about their pumpkin enzyme mask. So this is basically something that I would typically use personally about once a week, but you could use it twice a week if you wanted to. And it does a couple of things. First of all, it's going to help deep cleanse your pores, to help kind of get all the gunk and everything out, but it also gives this very gentle exfoliation as well with the enzymes that are in here, as well as help replenish hydration. So if you're looking for a mask that kind of serves as a multi-purpose sort of mask and kind of checks a whole bunch of different boxes, this is a really great product. When you apply it to the skin as well, it does have this warming effect. When you blend it out with your fingers, it's super relaxing when you use it. I find the skin just feels and looks refreshed after using it. I'm really, really happy with it and love incorporating it into my routine. And we're done. So those are pretty much the items by them that I have been employing religiously into my skincare routine. I hope that that helps kind of shed some light on some of their products, answer some questions. I hope the swatches were helpful. I just really think that Drmtlgy is a skincare line that really just delivers on a lot of its promises, but also isn't out to overcharge people for these products. You know, so you're not breaking the bank in order to get, you know, the performance of professional grade skincare. So with that being said, I will end this video here and I will catch you in the next one.